Hi, I'm Jessica Philpott, and I am here in hopes to persuade you to become pro-life. A couple weeks ago, I spoke to you about an organization called March for Life. So I'm going to sum up what that is, and then we'll get into the topic. March for Life is an organization that meets once a year out front of the Supreme Court office, and they protest against abortion. They're pro-life. And it's all based on the Roe versus Wade case. The Roe versus Wade case is the main case that March for Life is based on. Roe, the woman's last name is Roe, she was a pregnant woman in Texas, and she brought up a case and so that she could have an abortion, because in the state of Texas, the law is that you can't have an abortion unless it's medically induced. So if the baby would kill the mother, then they could have an abortion. And there was another man, a doctor by the last name of Halford. He was a doctor that gave abortions and was being prosecuted for giving abortions. And then they were the plaintiffs, and they were going against a family by the last name of Doe. They were a family, and they had no children. They wanted children, but they couldn't have children. So they did not agree with abortion because they would have easily taken that baby. And the judge's last name was Wade, and so that's where the Roe versus Wade comes from. And the Judge Wade decided with the Roe and Holland case. So therefore, now at 20 weeks during the pregnancy, a woman can have an abortion up to 20 weeks. After 20 weeks, she has to have a medically induced issue to be able to terminate the pregnancy. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the fetus development, because I believe that whenever you make the decision if you want to be pro-life or not, you need to know what's happening during that time, because the law states that at 20 weeks you can have the abortion. So at 5 weeks, this little one, the heartbeat begins to develop, and the spinal cord and brain has also developed. At 12 weeks, vital organs have all developed, such as the intestines, the lungs, the heart, and the bones are starting to develop. They're starting to harden. And at 16 weeks, you can determine the baby's sex. And they can also see light outside of the mother's womb. So if the mom is standing outside and it's daylight, they can tell that it's day. And at 20 weeks, whenever you're allowed to have an abortion up till, the baby can hear the mother's heartbeat can be heard from a ultrasound. Sorry. And then at 24 weeks, the baby can hear the mother's heartbeat and her partner's voice. So at 24 weeks, the baby can hear the mom and the partner, so their father per se, they can hear their voice, which is good. At 28 weeks, the baby just continues to grow, and it is up to 15 inches. And, I forgot to say this. At 24 weeks, if the baby was to be born, it could live. It would just need assistance. And at 20 weeks, also it would need assistance. At 32 weeks, right there, it's just continuing to grow. And if it was born at this stage, it would need assistance, but it wouldn't need nearly as much, because at 38 weeks, the baby is technically full term from the mother's last menstrual cycle. At 40 weeks, the baby should be developed and should be born. So my outlook on this is that if a baby is 24 weeks and it's inside of the mother's stomach, do you consider it a human? But if it's born at 24 weeks, is it a human then just because it's outside of the mother? What's the difference? It's still the same age. It's just in the mother and outside the mother. So right here, that picture over there, that is a fetus at 12 weeks. And a woman is allowed to have an abortion at 12 weeks or later. And you can see how well it's developed. How is that not a human? And at 7 weeks, you can see that they have fingers. 9 weeks, the foot's developed. And at 13 weeks, it's almost fully developed. Okay. Types of abortion that a mother can do is, in the first trimester, she can have the TMX or the methotrexate and misoprostol, MTX, and the mifepristone and the misoprostol, the manual vacuum aspiration, the MVA, or aspiration. The first two is pretty much just taking a pill to terminate the pregnancy, which would treat it as if it was a miscarriage. And the second two, the vacuum and aspiration, that is where the doctor puts a tube up into the mother and actually sucks the fetus out, terminating the pregnancy. And at 16 weeks, the baby can feel pain. So during the first trimester, if a mother has this, the baby can feel this happen if it's 16 weeks to 20 weeks. For the second trimester, dilation and curettage, D and C, dilation and evacuation, D and E, and induction, abortion. These are all basically surgical procedures to terminate the pregnancy. And in the third trimester, a woman would not have an abortion at this stage unless it was medically induced and it was going to kill the mother. And these are induction abortions and dilation and extraction abortions. Other options besides having an abortion for the mothers is parenting, foster care, and adoption. There are plenty of families that can't have children that would love to take that baby rather than that mother killing it. Or parenting. I mean, why not give it a chance? You can still go to school. You know, universities will pay for your schooling, and I'm sure you can find family help. And if you don't want to do that, you can do foster care. And with foster care, you put it in a home and hope that someone will be able to adopt it. And with this, it's able to interact with other children. And for adoption, adoption is, you can do it however you would like. You can have open or closed adoptions. So open, you're able to see the child as often as the parents will let you, the parents that adopt a child. And closed, you can simply give birth to the baby and it goes right outside the door and given to that family. So adoption is, or of these other options, are what you make of them. Abortion is not always the answer, and I don't believe it's the answer at all. And I hope that with you understanding the different stages and where the baby would be killed, that it is truly hurting the baby, and that it is a human. I hope